Hello, WalkAway community. Excuse me, because I am driving in my car right now. I guess I'm making a video of why I chose to walk away from the left. I would say that I did that quite a while ago, right after the election, but I guess it started before. I watched the election closely a few years ago, and even the, say, year and a half leading up to it. And I grew up, in a Republican household, voting Republican. Well, I didn't end up turning like that. I been voting Democrat ever since I was 18 years old. Obama twice, Bush's second term, and pretty much like state, local government officials, probably 95% of them were Democrat. Rarely would I have ever voted for a Republican. I've known about, who hasn't known about Trump for 35 years? He's been a household name, him and his family. We all know how he's made his money, who he is, what he's done, the businesses, the hotels. But, first impression is, he's Trump. Ego, New Yorker, rich billionaire playboy. But just watching the left and the media and even certain politicians and how they treated him, and yeah, we know Trump is Trump. He says a lot of dumb things, as we all do. Trying to ruffle up feathers, sometimes on purpose to get a reaction. But just how the left treated him during the election was just unreal. I thought they treated Bernie Sanders bad when he was running. But with Trump, it was quite the opposite. It was almost like a vengeful thing. Like they hated him. Like pure hatred. So, but I didn't want to change my views for anything because I was stuck straight voting blue. I've always done that. I've always believed that. And then after the election, it's like, wow, it was an eye-opener for all of us, really, even those who voted for Trump. Think about it. Who would have thought someone like Donald Trump would run for president and win and beat Hillary, the savior, the chosen one of the Democratic Party? It was all set up for her to win. And she lost. But I would say that was when my views of the left changed. I felt it, but I didn't want to believe it. I certainly didn't want to admit it. But as time went on, kind of grew closer to the right and starting to like Trump. His policies are what he said he would do. He's done a lot that what he said he would do if he became president. Look at the economy. Look at the jobs. The trade deals. Wages. The stock market. If you follow the stock market, look at where it's at compared to what it was just 4 years ago. But the left itself, they still don't want to see that. They hate Trump because he's Trump, because he's a Republican, because he's not a Democrat. He's not one of the good old boys, the elitists. That's what they become now. They don't represent middle America, the hardworking middle class, everyday man. They don't represent that no more. Stopped doing that a long time ago. I can tell you firsthand from where I live at and where I'm from, where I grew up. Part of it is predominantly Democrat. The other part is predominantly Republican. The part that's predominantly Democrat, nothing's really changed much. And maybe I'll get into where I'm from in another video if I choose to do that. Because it's a particular home of a certain presidential candidate on the Democratic side. But I'll get back to where I was talking. I chose to walk away from the left, and I don't think I'll ever go back. They aren't who they've always said they are. They're not who they used to be. I mean, when they say the phrase, not your father's Democratic Party or your grandfather's Democratic Party, certainly is the case. This is not, the days of JFK and, the 50s and the greatest generation. That era is long gone, and I don't think it'll ever come back. So that's part of the reason why I walk from the left. The other reasons, well, there's other reasons too, but probably the biggest one is just the hypocrisy that they show, the hateful rhetoric, the nonsense, the lies. They hate Trump so much and so bad, but yet they can't stop talking about him. He's on every news channel. Yeah, he's on Fox News a lot. They talk about him a lot, but compared to CNN, NBC, and the others, they talk about him pretty much 24/7. If CNN couldn't talk about Trump, they might go out of business. Who would they talk about? But I just can't stand what the left has become, how it's run by these rich elitists that preach entitlement to the younger generation, and it's about hate speech, spreading hate. You have a difference of opinion. You disagree with somebody about something. They call you a racist. They call you a homophobe. They call you anti-this, anti-that. I mean, they physically and verbally will attack you over anything nowadays. Even when I was a little kid, it wasn't like that. Now it's total opposite. And let's say, what will it be like 20 years from now? How much worse can it get? So I came across this WalkAway movement not long after the election, and I watched about the videos that Brandon Straka made, and I kind of agree with a lot of the things he was saying. And I watched and listened to his story, and I watched a lot of other videos about people sharing their WalkAway stories as well. I get most of them just did like a 1 or 2 video thing telling their story and why they chose to walk away, and others have, I guess, made full YouTube channels out of it. They do videos every other day, and I follow some of them. There's just a lot of people, too many to follow all of them, but some of the main ones, I'm sure you do too. I want to hear what they got to say. I've listened to videos from everybody of all walks of life, different race, color, parts of the country, religion. I mean, everything. And we're all in agreement about how the left and the Democratic Party, which once stood for, middle, working class, regular people, they don't do that no more. Now, I'm not going to give praise 100% glorification to the Republican side, because they have their faults as well. I've never considered myself even going to be Republican. I've always tried to stay close to the center as I can. I did in the last midterm election, I did vote Republican on every single person I could in my state. But I'm not going to just join a party because I left the other one. Maybe I will, but for now I'm just going to stay independent, because I don't want to belong to certain party or a certain group, because I've always tried to think for myself. Of course, it's hard to do that when you're stuck on the left and you're trying to do what they want you to do and bestow their views and their opinions and their way of life on you. So, I guess if I ever were to make more videos out of this, you know, I can talk about different about politics. I mean, we all watch the news. We all know what's going on. You know, but can we really listen and believe much of the news anymore? So, you know, maybe I'll talk more about other things going on. I never thought about doing a YouTube channel or a video channel before. I don't do much of Facebook. I have one, but I don't do much with it. I don't do Snapchat or Twitter or any of that nonsense. I always try to stay low key. But I've seen all these people talk about politics and, you know, their views and how they support the WalkAway movement, and I thought, well, hell, I could do that. All I gotta do is talk about what's on my mind. You know, I don't want to tell people what they should or shouldn't do, or what I think they should or should do, or believe in, or say, or what their opinion should be. I've never really been about that. I guess what I would like, coming from me is, you know, maybe expose people a different side of thinking, a different way of thinking. I would never try to get anybody to switch their beliefs or, you know, turn against what they believe in. I don't believe in that. I would not tell anybody to vote for this side or vote for that side, or no. You know, you got to do what you think is right. Vote for who you want to vote for, even if it's not who I would vote for. So, you know, this is my first video I've ever made. You know, so excuse me for being maybe a little nervous. I mean, I'm driving my car right now, but I'm not really good at speaking in front of a camera, especially when I'm looking at myself. Normally, I can speak in front of a group of people and be fine, because I can do better interactions with them. But I just wanted to give a WalkAway video and tell about how I left the left and I guess move the little right to the center. How I don't really support pretty much any Democratic politician anymore. I mean, I live in the Midwest. I have for pretty much all my life, and I will say there is a big difference between a Midwestern Democrat than a California Democrat or a New York Democrat. But I mean, who are we really fooling? That's like saying, a Midwestern Republican is the same as a Southern Republican. Well, not quite so much. But I appreciate what Brandon has done. I believe in what he's doing. All the others that have made videos, I've watched a lot of you. There's probably hundreds out there. I heard what y'all said. I appreciate it. I believe in it. I am for it. And if anybody out there knows people who are thinking of walking away or thinking of making a video for the WalkAway movement, I would encourage you to do that. You know, I think this is an eye-opener for many people who feel abandoned, betrayed, and used by the left. And I believe that in the upcoming election in about 1 year from now, and let's face it, pretty much once the holidays is over, it's going to be back to politics 24/7 on TV and radio and internet. You know, it's coming. So I think this movement and others like it are going to play a big role in the upcoming election. Who's going to run against Trump? I don't know. Will Trump win? I believe so. I don't see a problem. But I think with movements like these, it will definitely help. So I believe what Brandon is doing. I hope he continues to do what he does. All of you out there, I feel the same way. If you watch my video, thank you. I'm not making this for, for money or for attention, or if I do decide to make a channel to talk about stuff like this, I'm not really doing it for money. I guess I just want to, talk about what I think is going on. My opinions, my views, what I see going on in my area of the country, where I live at, my home. And, don't gotta talk about politics all the time. We all like other things besides politics. We all follow other things, So, that's pretty much my video of why I walked away from the left and why I'm done with them, and how I don't think I can ever vote for a Democrat person again. So I appreciate it. Thank you.